Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 36. Can you dig it? Now I'm wondering if I already did that one or not.
I don't think so.
It doesn't sound familiar.
You dig it?
That's okay. I'll look through. It's okay. Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 36. Don't push me, give me a shove. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Lee. Lee, tell everyone who you are playing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lee, and I'm playing the recently resurrected and put back together and all kinds of stuff, Shifter Ranger Osakai from the Eldeen Reaches.
You are well put together. And also with us is Izzy. Izzy, tell everyone who you will be playing.
I am playing Morezi Mugra, a level 4 half-orc barbarian with large arms.
Big and beefy. And with us also is James. James, tell everyone who you are playing.
Hello, I am James, and I am playing Penton Chalice, a spell scale sorcerer of minute renown, friend of a princess, and carrier of a staff.
Yes, indeed. A staff and a quarterstaff, one of which is quite useful and the other which is the most powerful object in the material plane. And also with us, bringing in the prayers and the swears, is Dare. Dare, tell everyone who you will be playing today.
Greetings and salutations. I am playing Tix Birchmanson, a short, stoic cleric. He's a gnome from the north who has run away from home to enjoy a life of adventure.
And adventure is exactly what he has found by way of a very expensive bottle of elven wine. When we last left our group, they had defeated the hags. They had left the Isle of Death. They are inside a chicken hut that walks about with the help of our spell scale sorcerer. And they had received a treasure chest. Spree had brought y'all a treasure chest, if I can say that, which y'all had opened to find coal, diamonds, and spiders!
Oh yeah, the spiders.
Love.
That's right, and I need everyone to roll for initiative.
That's a terrible way to
punch a
start off a
spider.
day.
Am I there?
With my 17.
Why, it's very interesting you say that, Tix. Tix, you specifically said that you were leaving, but I do want you to roll for initiative,
All right.
if you don't mind. And Tix, let's start with you. What is your initiative?
8. A giant 8 for the
interesting.
giant man.
Morezi?
17.
And Lee.
That is also an 8 for me.
8. That is really weird. That is 3 8s that I actually have. One is for the spiders, and one is for Lee Osokai, and one is for Tix. Interesting. James, what did Penton get?
20!
20! So we open this up. There are 6 spiders coming out. They have mottled, weird-looking fur. They're each of them is about 6 inches across. So they're not big. Otherwise, they would not have fit inside a treasure chest. But they look very unnatural, and they're very pale. They're very pale in color, and they are coming out in a very aggressive manner.
6 inches is pretty big.
6 inches is big for the real world. It's small for D&D, where spiders can be as big as houses.
Good point. Let's fight some spiders. Let's punch some spiders.
Well, I'm not going to punch a spider, but I am going to thwack a spider if I can.
You most certainly can. And by the way, this is a few days in when Spree arrives, so y'all do have all your spells, abilities, health,
Right.
etc., etc. So go for it.
All right, well, I'm going to try thwacking a spider here. Let's see. Well, 15 plus my... What's my plus now? Let me double check my plus now. My plus now is 3. So 18, modified 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm. That will hit them. These little spiders are not terribly armored. They are somewhat quick, which gives them a bonus, but they are not well armored.
Right. And, that will be a whopping 3 points.
3 points. Okay. You hit it, and it makes a weird chittering sound that is most unpleasant to hear. That will bring us to, actually, Zuana is in there with y'all. And she will also roll, but unfortunately she rolls a 3, so she misses. She is also trying to hit it. I want to clarify one quick thing. The inside, which is bigger than the outside of this hut, for simple D&D purposes, is 30 feet by 30 feet square. Just so you know, for simple terms, this is roughly in the center of the room.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us to Marezi.
I would like to roll to punch and to thwack these spiders with my beautiful, beautiful halberd. Like the back of it, I guess. Oh, but that's an 8. That is
An
40.
8
Yep.
total?
Wait, no. Homeboy has bonuses. 11.
11. That will not hit, unfortunately. That just
you
misses.
see? This is why you gotta,
yes, the
gotta
dice.
do dungeons good, but you don't do dungeons good, do you?
And that will actually bring us to Osokai.
Osuke chooses to defer his round.
So, Tix.
Yes.
Duncan says to you, now is it, what, be honest with me, will you, Tix, as you pour this delicious elven wine. Do you really not mind a lass with an eye patch?
I wouldn't be here if I did.
Oh, you just say that to all the girls who are missing one of their eyes.
You're the only one I know.
She laughs. And we cut to the spiders.
One I know.
Let's see.
It's a-
1. Ooh, I need to roll a percentage die for that 1. Where's my
It bites
percentage
itself.
die? That's right. Nope, just misses. Marezi, what is your armor class?
That is a 17.
So one of them bites you.
Hot.
And it does 3 + 1, 4 points of damage to you. So if you could record that.
Yikes.
It skitters forward and sinks its jaws into where your boot, the side of your boot, biting through the thick leather of your boot.
And it can fight me. Well, it did, I guess.
Yes. And also, while this is not actually extra damage, you feel a bubbling, hissing pain. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Don't like that much.
Would this be fortitude?
I'm sorry, Fortitude. Yes, I know how to D&D.
I've got a really high fortitude modifier. That can't be right.
You're very
Just
I got a
roll with
10.
it, man. Total?
Total. Yeah, I only rolled like a 2,
Well, jeez.
but I have an 8,
yes.
8 modifier.
Well, and even with that incredible modifier, you feel poison beginning to enter your veins.
Great.
And it burns. And, ooh, ouch. You take an additional 6 points of damage. After the next turn, you will have a chance to save versus that now. But you've taken, is it a total of 10 that you have taken? So we cut now. Osokai, you have deferred your turn. You can move or you will lose your turn.
That's right, yeah, because it started funny then. No, I'll lose my turn.
That brings us back to Pinton.
All right. Let's take another thwack at this guy. Same one that I thwacked before.
Okay.
Dang. Just missed a crit on that. So 19 plus the 3, I'm sure that'll hit, sure.
It most certainly will.
Yeah. That's better. 6 points.
6 points of damage. You bring it down and just crunch it onto the ground. I would like you to roll a percentage die, or actually, let's make it easy. I would like you to roll a 1d4 and let me know if you roll a 1.
Okay.
There's a 25% chance. That's easier.
That's going to splash on me or something.
Something.
Something. I do not roll a 1, sir.
Okay. Moving right along. That brings us to Zawana, who is trying to get one that is escaping. Man, she rolls a 6. So even with her bonuses, she doesn't hit. And that brings us to Morezi, who is now writhing in pain as you have been poisoned.
Yeah, I don't like it very much. Well, I'm a one-trick dog. I'm gonna try to kill those spiders that done did bite me, and hopefully not roll a 2 this time or whatever. That's a natural 1. God.
Oh, I need you to roll percentage
boy.
dice for me and tell me the percentage that you get.
Pick a color first.
42%.
Yes. All right. Absolutely nothing happens. You just miss. So you just clunk. It's probably because it feels like your blood has been turned to acid.
Yes, it does. Morezi does not like that. She doesn't like her blood in general, so having acid for blood is even worse.
And now we cut to Tix. And Tix, she is leaning forward and she says, "Now tell me true. Do you mind being with a dwarf?"
I love a strong woman. That's why I chose to come up here tonight. Just to be with you.
Oh. Now, you aren't just bringing me this delicious wine just to get me a wee bit tipsy.
Not just a wee bit.
I want you to roll a persuasion check, but with advantage.
All right. That is persuasion. That is a 15.
15. Well, she doesn't really need much persuading. When she leans in to take her, for you to refill her thing, she gives you a kiss. And we cut to Osokai. Are you going to do anything this turn?
Sorry, I just had this in my head. How do you play that on a lute? You can't. It doesn't have that bassy tone to it, but I'll give it a try.
They have a squeeze box or a organ grinder.
I'm here watching my dad role play as a lady dwarf with his friend, so...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My dad.
This is the one time where we really need a bard in the group.
Alright, Ozukai is...
indecisive.
Yeah, sorry.
Spiders.
Except there's definitely likely to be a voice in my ear saying, "Don't touch the spiders." Bearing in mind, who have I been in contact with way
That's a
too
good
often
point.
in this entire campaign? Yeah, I'm not likely to want to piss off the Spider Queen.
That is true. Though, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't know, but, I mean, she doesn't regard all spiders as sacred creatures. It's more if that spider is a symbol of hers, she is very quick to take offense. But you don't really know how she might regard it.
There's a
Sure,
lot of
by the way,
spiders in this world, Lee. You gotta kill them
These
all.
also don't look like regular spiders. These are pale.
they-
These are strange coloured. These burst out of the bottom of a box filled with coal and diamonds. That don't happen very often.
Nope.
So
Yeah,
they
Osukai
are not
is
natural.
Osukai is not going anywhere near them.
Okay.
Hashtag not all spiders.
And speaking of these spiders...
Make spiders great again.
Ooh. Okay. I need Morezi. You are hit by another spider, except
Oy.
this one doesn't bite you. This one goes and spits something
God.
at you, and it hits you.
God.
It does 4 points of damage. So that takes you to 14. How's your hit points doing?
42.
Yeah, you are very tough. And I need you to also, well, not you. Oh my gosh, these things are rolling really well, really badly for you. That is another 6 points of poison damage that you have taken in your body.
Can I do a save to unpoison?
You can now.
How many poison damages was that?
You've taken a total of 12 poison damage.
Now I'm at 36 health. So I
Yep.
make a fortitude or constitution.
Fortitude.
because my
I said
fortitude is better.
Constitution incorrectly.
That's my first natural 20, and it's on a saving throw.
So you look down and you just go, "Ugh!" You are so mad at these
And
spiders.
I regain all of my health and plus 5 more
wish.
new health forever.
Also, I would like you to roll a 4-sided dice and let me know if you roll a 1.
Let's find out. God, I rolled a 1!
What happens is this: it's not more damage, but some of the acid splashes onto the ground, and the hut begins to shudder. Nothing happens more at the moment. Zuana is actually hit by the acid as well, and they rolled a natural 20. And so she takes 10 points of acid damage and screams as the acid burns into her leg. Because they aren't very tall, after all, these spiders. And that brings us back up to Penton.
All right. Well, it seems like these things are a little more dangerous than I first thought, so we're going to crank up some spells here. I'm going to pull out a pair of magic missiles, just regular ones for this run, and see how they go. One separate ones. Well, you know what? I'm going to put both into one because they seem a little tougher than normal spiders. Let's see. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. It screams and skitters and jumps, but it actually does not die. 2 of its legs are actually burned off.
Jeez.
And you see little bits of acids kind of flinging here and there, but it doesn't actually splash onto anything particular. The ground, by the way, of this place is a total and utter mess. So most of the acid is hitting like little bits of cloth and discarded refuse and stuff like that. That brings us back to Zuana, who is very angry now. And she hits this time. She didn't even roll particularly well, but she did hit that time. And she does a total of 4 points of damage. However, she hits that same spider and crushes it, literally pins it to the ground with her sharpened quarterstaff. And she is going to roll, and she does not roll a 1, so that brings us to Morezi.
Kill spiders. It's all I can do in this life. I mean,
There are four spiders. They are starting to swarm out in different directions as if to find an exit.
you ain't gonna. Now that's a 19. I'm gonna kill some spiders. 10 damage. I'm gonna kill some spiders.
Tell me how you kill this spider with your halberd.
I take... Okay, the top of the halberd, the very end on the side that does have the big blade, has a little spike on the post, and I jam that through the middle of the spider, and it screams, and I rub it in just to make sure it's dead.
You absolutely kill it, and in fact, you see that it doesn't outright damage it, but you actually see that that little spike at the end is actually pitted a little bit from the acid. And I would like you to roll another 4-sided dice and let me know if you get a 1.
That's a 2 this time. Woo.
All right. Nothing major hits the ground. And there are 3 spiders left, and that brings us to Osokai.
Tiggs?
I'm sorry. Brings us, after you held your turn there, brings us to Tix. And Tix, she is asking you if you'd be willing to leave the armor on. What do you say?
Well, it seems a little awkward, but enough wine makes everything go smoothly.
And with that, she reaches forward and she snuffs out the candle. But you do have low light vision. And we cut back to Osokai.
Suddenly, involuntarily reaching for some reason he can't figure out.
I'm 4.
Oh god, that's just clank, clank, clank. All right, moving on.
2.
Sorry, just all right. Osokai, I think you can count him out of this one, guys. He's kind of really not interested in doing anything to these spiders. He's not sure what's going on. Killing them does not seem like the right thing to do to him, but you guys are already well and truly in the middle of doing it, and getting you guys to stop isn't going to happen. So yeah, Osugai is, oddly enough to everybody else, it's going to look like Osugai is going to take the coward out, and he's going to move to the opposite end of the room and just sit and watch.
And that will bring us back to Pinton.
All right. Now you say that they're just scattering. They're not coming at us per se.
They are now making a move away. Yes.
Well, is there like a broom or something in the room?
Oh yeah, there's totally a broom.
Okay. I'm gonna make for the broom and try and just kind of swoosh it toward the doorway.
Okay. You know that if they successfully get, then they will be on the ship, right?
It's not my problem.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
I just want them away from us. I mean, they're trying to leave, so let them leave.
Okay. That is entirely up to you. I would like you to, since they are not trying to engage you, you do not take an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Grab that broom and roll for scooch.
Roll for swoosh.
Yes.
And let's see. That's well, yeah. The broom suddenly becomes a magical weapon. So if 16 on that.
Okay. You scooch it towards the door, and it skitters out the door. It is gone out of the hut. Yes, your giggle. That brings us to Zuana, and she rolls a 6. I was even trying a different dice to see if she'd do better. Nope. And that brings us to Merezi.
Well, are all the spiders gone now?
There are 2 spiders still, and one is heading towards the window. The other is also heading towards the door.
Let's fight the door spider. Door spider fight. 22.
Okay, tell me what kind of hit you're doing and roll for damage.
Halberd with many damage because I'm cool. 13.
13. Tell me how you kill this spider.
I cut it clean in half, not in the Darth Maul style, but straight down the middle with the blade of my halberd.
And again, you actually do see your halberd is ever so slightly pitted by the acidic nature of the spider, and roll a 4-sided dice for me.
So pitted.
I got a 3, not a 1.
That is very good. And that will bring us to Adair. Dare.
There's no place like Nome. There's no place like Nome. There's no place like Nome.
Is that what you call it?
He's gnoming.
But there's nothing to say at this point.
No, there's not.
But is there any?
Unless she asked you to.
If
she asked
there
me to
was
leave the armor on.
I'm 5.
If there was a visual that not y'all, but like the window showing the moon through the porthole.
Is that a euphemism?
When the boats are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Pots and pans banging together in a galley.
Mass hysteria.
If there's certain music that you would ascribe this to, just give me some flavor of. That's all I needed. Perfect. That will bring us to Osukai, who is, I'm assuming, staying out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That brings us the final spider is climbing up the windowsill, but it has not made it out yet. And that brings us back to Penton. There's one who's out the door, and there's one who's climbing up the windowsill.
I'm just gonna let it go
Okay.
at this point. It's leaving. Let it leave.
As if I recall, and I may be misremembering this, but I'm going to go ahead and say so, that Tix actually opened the window or busted open the window to get a shot out with his crossbow. So it just crawls out the window and it's gone.
Sorry, what was that again? Thank you.
This is the kind of amazing voice acting you've come to expect from your dungeon master.
Absolutely.
Combat is over. What would y'all like to do? By the way, Merezi is not insignificantly damaged, just FYI.
Hey, we've got a cleric.
Merezi...
Stop thinking about your date last night. I'm in pain.
He is nowhere.
That's his date right
His
now.
date is going on right now.
I must
Yeah.
have really
Yeah.
misunderstood the situation that's going on. Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
no, he
I
wasn't
thought
there.
that this was a
He's
flashback. I've been dumb the whole time. I really need to pay more attention. Well, probably don't want to interrupt that if I'm being honest with you, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna inspect
No.
the chest.
No, you don't.
Let's edit
Yeah.
out that
Now
whole
to
let's
be-
edit out that whole thing right there. I'm going to inspect the chest very thoroughly.
That's what Tix is doing.
Exactly.
But like with my knife held close to the text.
Oh, I hope he's not using his knife.
I don't know. Maybe Duncan's into some kink. Who
Oh
knows?
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to
Cutting the
hold the
straps.
knife up to the chest, which I hope is something that Tix is not doing.
You use your knife and you examine the chest. There are, in fact, 6 diamonds in there. They are uncut. You do not know the value of these diamonds, but you know that they are valuable. You would need to take them to a gem cutter or someone who is knowledgeable about this to assess them properly.
No, I can appraise them. As a matter of fact, my raven actually gives me a boost to my appraisal.
No, that's right. That's right. Well, you hear caw outside.
Hey, Phil, come here and take a look at these gems with me.
Aphiel comes in and puts a little tiny monocle on one eye and goes caw.
Perfect.
Crap,
so if you-
crap,
it-
crap.
If you'd like to appraise those, you'd be more than welcome to.
Sure, let me give it a shot. Add a 5 to that total. And 19?
19. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to take a moment and I would like you to roll 5d6
Okay.
and add that up.
Money,
whole, mate.
money, 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 money.
There's 3.
If only you had Dare's dice.
Yeah, 20 total.
20 total. So each of these, when cut, would be worth at least 20 gold, possibly
Yeet.
more. That's each. There is also a chance that when they are cut, they might be worth dramatically more than that.
Right, depending on who the cutter, of course. Right.
Exactly, the skill of the cutter and et cetera, et cetera. There is a chance that some of these could be worth, hundreds
I
of
will
gold.
use my halberd and cut them good with my good dice rolls.
No, it's okay.
There's lots
And,
of money
and it
I
isn't
need.
it isn't significant, but the coal itself is worth about 10 gold. It's not worth nothing, which is what most of it is. However, you did say that you examined this with your knife, Marezi. When you were pushing through it, you hit something metallic at the
Let's
bottom
inspect that
of the chest.
closer.
You bring it out, and there is a shovel. It seems to have been laid long ways in the chest. Think about it is a regular size shovel as far as the blade, but the handle is relatively short. And they have these in the real world. The handle itself is about maybe 2.5 feet long.
I think they call them a hand spade or something. It's like a
A
regular.
small
There you go.
shovel.
It's not a little spade, but it's a hand shovel. Yeah.
It's
Think
not like
about the
It's not like a gardening shovel like you'd see. It's like
trowel.
it's got a regular size head on it,
Bet I
but it's the handle
Uh-huh.
is essentially like it's just big enough to put 2 hands
bet
around.
I
and
could
just-
bash a man's skull in this. I say
Probably
that in
perfect
character
size for a
voice
gnome.
and keep it.
yes. Penton, it seems magical.
The shovel.
Yeah, the
All
shovel
right.
seems magical.
Well, that's interesting. Let me call up my detect magic and see if at least I can figure out what kind of magic it does. I'm guessing alteration
turns coal into diamond.
Please.
or abjuration,
Call him
perhaps.
to Spider. He is our
Mm.
hero.
Coal into spider. That's a very common magic item in these
Well,
parts.
no, you get a diamond and you get a spider.
Oh, I see. It's a good and a bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a...
Meanwhile, both of those spiders are on their way to Tix and Duncan's room.
Oh,
right now.
that's not something we need
If
to
you all
explore.
have ruined my
Oh,
date,
no.
you are going to be in trouble.
Well, they're dwarves. They have strong constitutions.
No armor class though.
That was 3,
I still have
possibly
my
4
armor on.
rounds of combat, so that only took about a minute. So
That's not saying much for Tix.
Yeah, that your thing took much longer. Is going on right now in reality. We were doing some Pulp Fiction time messing with. So you do that detect magic, and you sense an aura of faint transmutation.
As I suspected.
But-
If I had to wager a guess, I'd say this is a magical shovel that does a lot more digging than it probably ought to.
I'm
but
going
I could
to
be
keep
wrong.
it and try to.
We'll have to give it a try when we're on
Turn a
land.
man's face into spiders if I hit his face with it, and it will be beautiful.
That is an interesting jump in logic. Yeah, you just hold on to that, and we'll test it out on some dirt later on. Meanwhile, here, hold these because I really don't need them. And I hand her the rough
Beautiful.
diamonds.
I apparently have a large bag or something. So I definitely have large arms, so I can carry many things.
We could
Did you say dirt?
Yeah, we could try it on the creepy guy. He seems pretty much like a
Dirty.
dirtbag.
Yeah, he's filth. Let's try.
Do you mean the thief?
The nasty dude.
The creepy guy that
Weird
was
to me.
trying to claim the
Oh,
stuff.
that was trying to steal our stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, for loft.
that's him.
Yes. You could
Lofty.
certainly try it on him if you want. I don't particularly recommend it, but you could certainly try.
In before he's a lich.
There you go. He's a lich in training.
Aren't we all?
I mean, the night goes on, and it gets later and later, and y'all do not see
Wonder
Tix
why.
again until the morning. Cannot imagine. Tix, when you do return with a empty bottle of wine, you notice that Merezi is still fairly injured. By the way, Merezi, your boot literally has a hole in it. The back, like, towards where your heel is. There is a hole where the acid ate through it.
Where
when
were
it
you
bit
yesterday, short
So
stack?
just
I've been hurt. Come on, heal me. That's
I'll
it.
leave you alone for just a little while, and you can't take care of yourself, little girl? All right, I go ahead and heal Merezi up.
Thank you.
Okay. You do not need to roll for that. Just know that you've kept. We'll say that it's one spell for simplicity's sake.
And I can actually fix her boot.
Oh, that's correct. But tell everyone how you do that.
Oh, well, I will use a little prestidigitation, doodle-doo-doo, and with which I can do some minor non-AC mending, cloth mending and leather mending, things like that. So,
Yes.
yeah, just do a little work, and, the little magical needle just sort of flies around and stitches up the hole and closes everything up.
Bippity boppity boo. Am I at full health now?
Yes.
Good.
And so is your boot.
Between the night's rest and his heal, you are back at full health.
Thank you, small man.
Always a pleasure.
That's when y'all hear a call out saying, "Land ho!" And you look out in the distance and you can just, over the horizon, see the land of Hyboria opening up before you. And that's where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 36. The most inappropriate one to date.
I feel
Oh, very
quite
appropriate
special.
depending on your mindset.
Correct. I don't know if I can get the clean tag for this one or not. We'll just have to see.
I'm for.
Oh, it's just a little hyperbole.
And how?
That's what she called it.
So,
that's
Wow.
that's my
Paying attention, but I
nickname
can
for
just
Tix
assume
now.
that you're saying nasty things.
That could be his rap name, Little Hyperbole.
I appreciate all of you. Y'all guys are cracking me up.
Sorry.
I appreciate all of y'all playing with me. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, sure.
Well,
Thank you.
And we will roll with you soon.